Hello everyone and welcome to week 3 of the One Mind, One Body program. Today we are going to continue on building our foundation and lifting, and we're going to be doing a chest, tricep, and shoulder workout or a push workout. Make sure to get in your dynamic stretching before, as this workout is going to be a little bit tougher than the first two we did. Let's get into this workout. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to be doing in this workout is going to be the barbell bench press. This is a compound lift, meaning it's going to work multiple muscle groups. For the bench press, it's going to primarily work your chest, shoulders, and triceps, and it'll work a little bit of some other muscle groups as well. It's great to start your workout out with a compound exercise so you can be at your 100% for this workout. The barbell bench press is a very important exercise to perfect the form, so I'm going to try to give as many camera angles as this workout as possible. So to start off, we want to get the perfect setup. So here's how we're going to do that. So when setting up for this lift, you want to have your head laid down on the bench, and you want to have your eyes aligned with the bar. So if you put your hands right above your eyes and go straight up, it should hit the bar. For your hand placement, there's a lot of different things you can do. Some people like to put their pinkies on the ring because they think it maximizes strength. Some people like to go inner because it works the triceps more, and if you have super strong triceps, that could be a good move. But for me, I think the best way is to go thumbs length away from the where the grip ends. So I put my thumbs right here, I'll twist it up so you can see, and then I put my thumbs in, so I'm not obviously lifting like this, but I just want thumbs length away, and that's how my grip will be throughout the lift. All right, so now we got our setup, so now we're gonna continue on with the lift. So eyes align with the bar, get your grip right. I like to kind of squeeze the bar too, just to get the tension. You're gonna wanna have your legs spread out a little bit. When you lift, you're going to want to use leg drive. You're going to want to push through your legs and glutes to make sure you can push up as much weight as possible. And also, you're going to want to have a gap in your back. You want to have your lower back a little bit extended off the bench. I'll show that in another camera angle. So here's another angle at how the bench press would be. As you can see, when I'm about to begin to go up, my back is a little bit off the ground. There should be a little tiny bit of space between the bar and your back. All right, so now that we've mastered our grip and setup, we can begin the lift. So once you get in your desired position, you're going to want to push the bar up, obviously pushing it with your arms, but also using leg drive. For most benches, you can just push the weight straight up and get into your lift, but for this bench is kind of funky. The place where you hold the bar kind of comes out, so you have to go out and then up. But most you can just push it straight up. Make sure to use leg drive when you do this. As you get down, you're going to want to go in a slightly angled bar path. You don't want to go just straight down in a straight line. You want to angle out down a little bit and then push up. As you can see, it's not just a complete straight line. You want to go somewhat slow on the bottom. Make sure you're super controlled, and you want to explode up as fast as you can. Once you get to a high weight, you're not going to be able to go up as fast as that, but it's important to practice exploding up using leg drive. A couple of mistakes I see people often do is not touching the bar to their chest. You don't want to do this. That's not going to do the best for your muscle. It's not going to build strength as much. You definitely want to make sure to tap your chest and then explode up. You also don't want to flare your elbows out. A lot of people flare their elbows out, making it a lot difficult to put up more weight. You want to keep them nice and in and controlled. You also don't want to put your wrist back like this. A lot of people will bend their wrist back a ton, and they'll put a ton of strain on their wrist. So when they lift after, it'll hurt really bad. You don't want to do that. And you also don't want to slam the weight against your chest. A lot of people, especially when they're going for a 1 rep max, will try to bounce it off their chest like that. That's going to not be the best for your strength building, and it's also a risk of injury. When you're finally done and ready to re-rack the weight, you're just going to push it back against the edge and let go. Another thing to keep note when you're benching for the first time is that you should always have a spotter with you. I don't right now, but that's because I'm doing a small weight and I've bench pressed a ton in my life. Especially your first time, you definitely want to have a spotter with you, making sure you're doing the right things and being able to help you if you fail. When you're benching, you're in a vulnerable position. So if you fail the rep, it'll just stay on your chest and you won't be able to get it off easily. So it's important to have a spotter that can bring your bar up and put it back if you fail. I have been benching for so many years now, and even when I go heavy or go for a 1 rep max, I always have a spotter with me because If I do happen to fail, that would be very bad, and I would have no way of getting the weight off me besides of tipping the bar, which is super dangerous. Putting everything together, this is how the lift will look like in action. The second exercise we're going to do is the incline dumbbell bench press. This is probably the best chest exercise for hypertrophy, and it's also going to be secondary in your shoulders and triceps. So we already went over the barbell bench press and we went over the flat dumbbell bench press last week. So I'm not going to go super in depth on this, but I'll just quickly show you how to do it. It's the same idea as the dumbbell bench press, the flat dumbbell bench press, but it's just on a slight incline. As you can see, the weight is slightly inclined. Not too much because we don't want it to work entirely shoulders. We still want to focus on chest, but we do want to have a slight incline. What you're going to want to do is lay back down on it using leg drive, just like how we do in everything else. Press the weight up, almost touch it, but not quite. Nice and controlled, and explode up. Same idea as the two other press exercises we have learned so far. All right, the next exercise we're going to be doing is a barbell military press or a barbell shoulder press, which is by the name obviously going to primarily work your shoulders. Typically, you're going to want to grab it off a rack. I'll show how that looks later, but just for a better camera angle, I'm just going to clean it up and show you. So pick up a barbell. You're going to want to have about the same grip as we do for the barbell bench press. You can go a little more in. You want it around shoulder width. That clean is, you're not going to need to do that. That is just so we can get a better camera angle. You're going to want to have a nice wide stance, a little bit more than shoulder width apart. And you're going to want to have the bar resting almost on your chest with your head behind the bar. When you're ready, you're going to want to explode it up, and you're going to want to move your head forward so that the bar is in line with your head. When you're ready to push it back down, you're going to move your head down. Again, rest it on your chest, and then explode up, moving your head forward. Try not to flare out your elbows, just like in the bench press. Here's how the movement will look like using a rack and at a side angle. The military press is a more expert exercise, and it is very difficult to do. So the barbell could be too much weight for you, and if it is, that's completely fine. If it is, we'll just do the dumbbell shoulder press that we did last week, where you go up on a bench just like this with your dumbbells and just lift it up. Both will work pretty much just as well. For these next two exercises, they're both going to be working shoulders, and we're going to do a circuit with these two exercises, meaning we're going to do one set of one exercise, one set of the other, one set of the other, one set of the other. So we're going to rotate between these two exercises. The first exercise that we're going to do is lateral raises. Basically, you're going to want to grab two dumbbells and laterally raise it up. You're going to want to have a slight angle with your arms, and you can use a little bit of momentum with this too. You don't want to go straight out in like a T pose. You want to have a little bit of an angle on your arms, like so. This is going to work your shoulder. The next one you're going to want to do is a rear delt fly. This is also going to work your shoulders, but it's going to work your rear delt specifically. You're going to want to get in a bent position with these. You could probably use the same weight, and you're going to want to put it back, like so. This is going to work your rear delt. Again, you want to go super light on these because these exercises are very difficult, but you can use a little bit of momentum with these, more than in some of the other exercises that we do. To finish off this workout, we're going to do a 2-exercise tricep circuit, just like how we did with the shoulders, one exercise and the other. So the first exercise we're going to do is a tricep extension. You can do this with a dumbbell or a plate, but I'm going to be showing with the dumbbell. Basically, you're going to want to grab it in kind of the same position you do as a squat, and you're going to put it over your head and move your triceps down. Nice and slow and controlled. Make sure you put the dumbbell far enough to where you feel your triceps working. You can go decently heavy on this. For the next exercise we're going to be doing, we've done this before, but it's just one of the best tricep exercises that works really well for beginners and experts. And it's the tricep bench dip. Put your legs out and put your butt down while keeping your arms on the bench. Again, you should feel this heavy in your triceps. All right, that is gonna do it for today's workout. Do not forget to stretch, foam roll, do whatever you gotta do. Recovery is key. Also, please do not be afraid to ask me questions. These exercises are a little bit more advanced, so I hope I did a good job explaining it to you, but I might have missed something. So if you are confused in any way or have any questions about any of the movements, please just reach out to me and I'll be happy to respond. Also, if you guys have any recommendations for any specific workouts that you want to see, like maybe a HIIT workout or a pull day workout or a leg day workout, please tell me that in the email. I'm willing to do any type of workout you guys want, but it is nice to hear feedback from you guys. Have a good workout.